morning, millennials. Ooh, we're off.
Yeah, you just took it too long.
I had to give it a little extra, as we say in the showbiz industry, a little pizzazz.
Yeah, for just a random Thursday, I'm feeling tired as hell.
I'm feeling good as hell. I'm actually not, but it fit in the moment, you know?
But I can't complain about this week because just the 4 days has been everything to me. It's like I have no clue what day it is, and then when I like take a guess, it's actually the next day.
You know, and then it's like all you have to know about today is that tomorrow's Friday. That's like the most important thing someone needs to know about this particular Thursday.
Yeah, I think Thursdays are great days too because Friday it's like it's already here and then the weekend's gone. But Thursday you just have the anticipation of the weekend.
No, Jackie, Thursday is like filled with hope. That that gets you through.
Yeah, and I'm like the type of person, it's like I don't want the thing to be happening because then it's over. I like having things to look forward to.
The excitement.
So I think I'm really a Thursday kind of girl.
Wow, you should write a song about that.
I should. I'm Songland.
That song, It's Friday, I'm in Love, you should just change it. It's Thursday, I'm in love. Na, 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 na.
It should be on Songland, which I just watched last night, and I just can't get over how it's the best show ever.
Songland is an amazing show. Like, amazing premise, amazing talent, amazing songs, amazing production, amazing songwriters, Ryan Tedder, Shane McAnally. Like, it's all good.
And I always try and think of who my favorite judge is, and I actually love them all equally. I can make the argument for any of them being my favorite judge. Like, I really don't know.
Same, but mine's Ryan Tedder.
Really? I feel like, actually, if gun to my head I had to pick, like, Ryan Tedder might be my least.
No!
Just by like 1%, because I think if I had to, you know, this is a real D'Andra's choice. Speaking of, we'll recap Real Housewives of Dallas.
It was impossible to watch Real Housewives of Dallas.
Where she was full of D'Andra's choices. Like, does she sell the company?
Right.
Or does she continue to lose money?
Does she mend her friendship with Leanne or harbor that resentment?
It's a true D'Andra's choice.
And by the way, I literally, every time they say her name on the show, I'm like, why are they saying that? Like, it's like I own that name now as D'Andra's choice.
No, and she has a lot of choices to make, and we'll get into them later.
As one does.
I think it might be Esther Dean for me. I just love her personality, and she's so talented. But then I'm like, but Shane, precious gem of a man. And then I'm like, but Ryan, hitmaker, so cool.
Jonas Brothers, One Republic.
What do I do?
1989.
One Republic.
I was playing Native on my vinyl last night, and it was amazing.
Oh my God, that sounds like such a fun night.
Yeah.
Well, what else were you doing, Counselor Snitch? You went out with your friends, huh?
You had a good time?
Yeah.
What time did you get home?
Like 10.
Oh, so you didn't have a good time.
No,
Double digits.
It was just like dinner, drinks.
Where'd you go for dinner? What'd you eat?
Handcraft cocktail in kitchen. I had a watermelon salad.
You are always going to like weird new restaurants. Like you go to places that I've lived in this city for a long time and I've literally never even heard of.
Well, I also go to places in my area. Do you know what I mean? And there's
Yeah.
not that many. So, and there's also so many restaurants, but just ones I've never heard of. So I like may as well just go to them.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Like you're living like the Yo Pro life, the young professional life.
Yeah. The Yo Pro MH life. Yo Pro Murray Hill.
Yeah. She's all about the hill. They call it Margot's Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, other than that, what did we do yesterday?
It was just the longest day.
We were podcasting for hours yesterday.
Oh my God, I forgot. We recorded the Snatcher yesterday. That feels like a month ago.
We did 2.5 hours of podcasting yesterday because yesterday's show was 90 minutes. Then we took it to the Snatcher where we talked all about Bachelor in Paradise. If you haven't listened yet, check out the Snatcher on iTunes. She's premium as hell. She's starting beef on Instagram with some of the castmates.
I didn't even know, though. I thought it was fact that there was beef. I didn't know that I was starting anything, but you know what? I'm always happy when Christina's being taken down.
So listen to the Snatcher episode if you care about it. It's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, it's premium as hell. But I feel like we've had 2 guests in a row. Like we never do that.
I know.
And now it's like the first day we have to ourselves. Like let's talk shit about the guests.
Oh, totally. Who do we have? We have Kelty and
Amanda Stanton.
Oh, I mean,
there's nothing to say.
2 great girls. It was so nice meeting Kelty. Like she's so like such a hard worker.
So like she's a definition of a hustler.
She's like talented. She hones her craft. She's humble, but
she's
also
hilarious.
Like confident woman.
Yeah.
I think that as a woman, like I respect the hell out of her, and as a host, like I really look up to her.
I couldn't agree more. I just was like she's the type of person where it's like her personality like captivates the room. You know what I mean? Like everyone knows that Kelty's in the room because people are just like, I feel like she draws people in with like her warmth and her humor.
Yeah, and I feel as though like that lady gang of girls, like they're
that lady gang.
Their dynamic like makes like a lot of sense, and they're just like super cool women.
Yeah.
Who are doing the damn thing.
Ugh, I fucking hate that like phrase.
Me too. But it felt like the only phrase for the job. And then tomorrow we have Becca Tobin, who I think is the coolest person alive. I'm not sure.
I'm not okay. We also need to talk to Becca Tobin about the fact that like maybe 5 years ago we had dinner with her. Like, does she remember?
She definitely remembers.
Yeah.
I think we can all collectively cringe.
Yeah, we could cringe. It was like this weird like a sunglass company, right?
Yeah, it was like an influencer dinner before that was a thing.
Right, so it was like very informal.
So it was just like random people
and
having
like
dinner.
Glee was still on the air, and like I was not okay.
Personally, not okay.
No, and like there's so many things I want to talk to her about because it's all the stuff I wanted to talk to Kelty about, like podcasting, People's Choice Awards, like all the podcast drama. But then there's another layer of like the Glee drama, like when Jenna Ushkowitz and Kevin McHale were here. Like I don't know, like tomorrow's episode is gonna have to be 6 hours long.
No, totally. Plus, like she's also in Hallmark movies.
Oh right, like she's so multifaceted.
She really is. Also, I got such an exciting message. I've been asked to be on the official Hallmark podcast.
What?
How did you tell anybody this?
Because it was just like DM, and then it's gonna like get.
What's the Hallmark podcast like discussing movies?
It's called Bubbly Sesh.
Cute name.
Yeah, they like recap movies. They have some of the actors, directors, like marketing people on.
Jackie, that is one step of you getting into a Hallmark movie.
Yeah. I know. Like it's
Oh my
by
God.
Crown Media.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
What? When are you doing it? Like
I don't know. We're gonna set it up, but they do it in New York, so hopefully soon. But I kind of want to wait until Christmas is in full swing, so I like kind of have movies to talk about.
Yeah.
You know.
That is such an accomplishment. Like I'm so incredibly
I didn't
proud.
even know that was a dream of mine.
No,
but
I didn't even know they had a podcast.
My dream's coming true.
But good on them for tapping into, local podcast resources like the #1 morning show hosts in America.
1,000%.
And Canada.
What's your
technically.
favorite Hallmark movie? Like, what are you going to talk? What is your favorite
I
Hallmark
was
movie?
thinking about that, and I think it might be Miss Christmas.
That's mine.
I know, but it's also just because it's a great one and she's a great girl.
And she's the most beautiful.
You know
girl
what
in the
mine
world.
is?
What?
Freshman Father.
That's not
not
like
a
a Christmas movie.
Oh, but it's a Hallmark movie.
I don't
That's
think
fine.
it is.
Yes, it is.
I thought it was Lifetime.
No, it's a Hallmark movie. I swear on my life.
Freshman Father is a really
Hallmark
good one.
original?
A Hallmark original. I swear, and that's why it's so shocking because it's such a good movie.
I'm looking
Okay.
it up. Freshman Father.
Mark, I'm telling you, it's a Hallmark
produced
movie.
by. I have to go into my Hallmark arsenal and.
Right, you got to do some research.
Hallmark
Yeah.
Movie Channel.
Told you.
Wow, that is a good one too. You should do a recap of that movie, like that would be an evergreen episode.
An interpretation of it because he's a freshman, but he's also a father. And
How
mom
can
is
he be both?
The mom is like a deadbeat mom situation.
Yeah.
It's based off a true story.
And it's like he just wants to keep doing right by everyone. And,
And
it's
like
where
go to Harvard.
And it's like, where do they make men like this?
Yeah, right. Like who want to go to Harvard, be a single dad, and like also a good son.
And like gonna take like their baby mama to Harvard with them.
Right.
And like put them all, like she doesn't want to work and like she's like complaining about folding the laundry.
Oh my God,
And
she
it's
was
like,
such a fucking ingrate.
she really was.
Oh my
and
God, I
it's
forgot
like
about that.
she didn't contribute at all.
It's a really good movie. Let's not spoil it. It's called Freshman Father, and like you'll be shocked that it's a Lifetime movie because like Lifetime movies are good for
Hallmark.
Hallmark. They're good for like when you're laying in bed. But, like I would have seen this movie in theaters. Like that's how good of
Yeah.
a movie it was.
Yeah, it was.
Theaters.
It was really good.
I haven't been to the theater in quite a long time.
No, and there are so many things I want to see.
I gotta see Good Boys.
I gotta
Good
see
Boys, Hustlers, Lion King.
I just took like
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I took a big break from the movies. Like I didn't see Lion King, Aladdin, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I feel like there was a surge of popular movies coming out in the last like 6 months, and I just like breezed right by it and didn't see any of them.
I just didn't have like the time to go to the movies, or like I just didn't want to sit in a movie. You know, I feel like I'm a busy woman.
Even though like summer is the best time to sit in a movie because it's like one of very few public places that has air conditioning.
Or you could just stay home and watch a movie.
That's true. Actually, you know what? I would go to the movies today.
I got a busy day.
Is there anything else that makes you feel like a fucking lazy piece of shit, like unemployed, than going to the movies during the day?
Nope, nothing.
I don't think I could actually
And
do
sitting
it.
around with your fellow unemployed people, catching a flick.
It's too sad.
Literally,
That's why they
the
make the
theater will be
tickets
empty.
cheaper earlier in the day.
Yeah, the matinee.
Yeah, it's too sad. Let's not do it.
Totes.
What about tonight? Like sushi in a movie?
I'm busy.
I'm busy.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Snatch. Are you going to that concert tonight?
What are you guys busy doing? Like with friends?
Yeah.
No, I'm going away for the weekend tomorrow, so I have like spray tan and all that shit.
Okay, that's
Also,
fair.
once I get a spray tan, like I can't go anywhere.
That's fair. I just want to like put it out into the ether, Margot. I find it like extremely rude and fucked up that you're like always hanging out with your friends. Like you are my friend.
I mean, I agree.
What, guys?
like anytime Margot's like, I'm going out with my friends, it's always like you like.
That's like telling one friend you're hanging out with your friends, but not inviting the other friend.
No, but it's not even that because I don't want to be invited. It just like upsets me that you have like friends. Do you know what I mean?
like I feel like if I didn't have friends, it would be really, really concerning.
But like you guys are my friends. Like I have friends, but like you guys are my friends.
No,
I
I
just
know.
feel like you shouldn't have any friends except for us.
Yeah, it would make me feel a lot safer if you just trim the fat and only hung out with us.
And now, while
movies tonight.
While we're on the subject, I also don't like that you have a roommate.
And you know, while we're just pointing things out, you've been really fucking rude. No, I'm kidding.
But like, if I lived alone, that would be sad.
I know, I agree. And if you didn't have friends, it would be sad. And we're just like, we just want all of your time.
That's true. And it's like anytime, I can't explain like how offended I feel like when she does things with like other people outside the family. Is it weird?
I know how you feel because I'm in your same spot, but like we just have to let her fly. You know? If you love something, set it free. And if it loves you back, it'll come back.
Is that how the phrase ends?
If you love something, set it free, and if it's
meant to be.
No, and if it ever loved you, it'll come back or some shit.
Well, I feel as though we've sufficiently wasted enough time before diving into the fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast. I feel like we've fallen into a routine where like you say that, and I haven't said it in so long.
Hold on, pass me the phone. Because I would feel...
okay, wait. Fast 5 stories, you need to know before we can take a bite out of your morning toast.
God, I know it's time. I know. But I would feel remiss, devastated, heartbroken.
That's so sad.
Truly.
Why?
If I didn't tell you that today's episode is brought to you by Article.
Oh, well, you know what? That makes me very happy.
Because furniture shopping is famously terrible.
Torture.
Overeager salespeople, poor quality pieces, interminable shipping periods, the works. That's true.
Oh my God, do you know it took me 14 weeks to get a couch?
That's fucking crazy. That is the worst part. That's why Article decided to change the way that people shop for furniture. Instead of schlepping to a warehouse to shop for particle board, Article's online catalog features high-quality pieces that you can browse right at home. Article's team of designers have an eye to today's trends, but focus on timeless design and great quality. I've actually been on Article last night because I'm ready for like phase 2 of my furniture. You know, spruce up a few things, like get things that look right.
It's like always when you move in, like you do the major furniture, and then it's like 6 months later, you got to spruce it up with like ottomans and shit.
Yeah, it's like, okay, now we can get rid of the things we've been carrying around since Zach's bachelor apartment, and I'm ready to hit Article because it's the easiest way to make your space look beautiful. They're able to keep their prices low by cutting out the middleman and selling directly to you. No showrooms, no salespeople, no retail markups. Article's team of designers focus on beautifully crafted pieces, quality of material, and excellent construction, dedicated to a modern aesthetic with Scandinavian touches.
I have like these 2 furry ottomans, like I just got like aesthetically, and they've truly become like a staple. I feel like I'm in Scandinavia.
They have a 30-day return policy with simple returns and exchanges. All in-stock items are delivered in 2 weeks or less. That's amazing.
That is amazing. You know what? That was pretty good, but not as good as when I do it.
But I haven't told you the best part.
What's the best part, Jax?
Article is offering our listeners $50 off their first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, visit article.com/toast, and the discount code will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/toast to get $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
This is actually a great company and one I only know about since sponsoring the toast, and I feel as though it's great for like that post-grad apartment when you want it to be cute but you don't got the big bucks.
And you're living with your roommates and you're not hanging out with your sisters.
Yeah.
It's perfect for that kind of girl.
I really have. There's so many things I have to get, and I just haven't.
Get it from Article.
I know.
Article.com/toast. Okay.
$50 off your order of $100 more, and when you're ordering furniture, it's probably going to be more than $100.
Yeah.
If you're ordering furniture successfully. Anyways, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I feel better.
Excuse me. Whoa.
Excuse me.
It's better to let it better in than out, I always say.
Wow.
No, better out than in.
Better in than out.
No, is that from Shrek?
Yeah.
Better out than in, I always say.
I think it's better in
I think
than
I am an ogre. I live in a swamp. I had a flood, and now my entire floor is wet. I live in a swamp.
Live in a swamp.
I have many layers.
Yeah, and Theo is donkey.
Donkey, and I'm constantly picking my ears for wax.
Great. And Ben is Fiona, for sure.
For sure, but he's only Fiona after 7, you know?
Of course.
After sunset.
After the sun goes down. Brad Pitt reveals he went to AA after Angelina Jolie split. Brad Pitt got himself out of a dark time by attending Alcoholics Anonymous after his highly publicized split from Angelina Jolie. The actor, whose Ad Astra film is hitting theaters on September 20th, told the New York Times that he attended AA meetings to combat a drinking problem that was said to have contributed to the downfall of their marriage. Ooh. You remember he was on the plane and everyone was saying he was drunk and like yelling at a kid.
Oh, I don't remember that. But
it was a private plane.
Yes.
Quote, you had all these men sitting around being open and honest in a way I had never heard. It was this safe space where there was little judgment and therefore little judgment of yourself. It was actually really freeing just to expose the ugly sides of yourself. There's great value in that. The 55-year-old actor said he attended AA meetings for a year and a half. In terms of the extent of his past drinking, he said, I had taken things as far as I could take it, so I removed my drinking privileges.
Wow, very interessant. I feel like Brad Pitt is very private, and if he was struggling with sobriety or anything, like he definitely wouldn't have told his fans or the New York Times. So I wonder what this means, like Brad Pitt just like being open, you know?
Yeah. Also, I don't think he really has a vessel in which to speak to his fans. Like he doesn't have Twitter, he doesn't have Instagram. Like I doubt he even has a publicist. Like that is reaching out to him.
Mario, your AirPods
situation,
are a little loud.
Yeah.
We could hear ourselves on your AirPods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think he does have a publicist, just like formally. Like if anything were to ever happen, like you should always have a publicist. But I don't think they're actively like pitching him for the Tonight Show.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, they're not sending out like press releases
for him to come on the Morning Toast.
Unfortunately.
Too bad for us.
So I feel as though when he has a new movie coming out, he talks to someone and then he catches us up on what's been going on in his life since the last time we heard from him, which is when he was drunk on a plane yelling at his kid.
Right, and like that whole messy divorce. I feel like we really haven't heard from him nor Angelina in a really long time.
Yeah, and I think that was for the best because it was getting a little messy.
A little public.
And they are like so A-list. This would be like if Prince Harry was drunk on a plane yelling at his kid.
George and Amal.
Yeah, like we don't need like that's unacceptable from them.
No, I agree. So I'm glad that they like zipped their shit up and got it together. And now he's coming clean with his sobriety. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful too. You know, it's tough out there.
I know. He's just like, I feel like he's like whenever you reference like a movie star, like you'll say Brad Pitt, you know?
Yeah, like celebrity crush Brad Pitt, even though like he's 50 now.
But people of all ages would say he was their celebrity crush. Like he's really like this like phenomenon, you know? Like he's been around for so long. Literally everyone loves him. He's never been canceled, like knock on wood, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows? He's just like a pee-jom.
He really is, but he was saying in another interview recently that like he wants to get more into directing because like acting is a young man's game, and so it's like if Brad Pitt feels like aged out of Hollywood,
right?
Where's the hope for any of us?
Right, as a man and as like the hottest man alive and regarded by everyone,
and the best actor alive. Also, I think he's like the best person ever.
Do you?
Based on like the bits and pieces I've collected over the years, mostly from Gwyneth Paltrow's portrayal of him, I think he's a great guy. So,
I hope so.
What's his problem? I guess, you know, he was drinking too much.
Right. But what do you mean, what's his problem? I feel like he's lived a very full, happy life.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Everyone has something that's wrong with them.
Yeah,
and what's wrong with him?
What's his problem?
What's his cross to bear?
I got it.
That's what I meant. Not like
drinking.
Yeah. I didn't mean like.
That was a long, I got what
why
you're saying.
Can't he like.
I got it.
Anyways, I want the best for him. I need to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
What, in your opinion, is the best Brad Pitt movie?
Hold on, I need to like look up all of them.
Ones that come to mind for me are like Moneyball,
Inglourious Basterds. I never
Inglourious
saw Benjamin Button.
You did.
Oh my god, it was actually really, really good.
It's so odd.
I know. I don't know how and why I missed it.
He was in a movie called Snatch.
What?
Excuse me?
Yep.
So I think Moneyball and Inglourious Basterds, and what was the third one I said?
Benjamin Button.
Yeah,
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Three. Oh,
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
That scene where they're like beating the shit out of each other and like they ruin everything in the house and then they have sex. That was like the best scene ever. How could they not get married and have 800 kids after that, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking at all of his
work
credits. He's been a producer on a lot of films like Eat, Pray, Love. Who knew?
What? Maybe like his production company?
Was he in The Big Short or he just was a producer?
I don't know. I watched it on a plane and the TV was so small and fuzzy on the plane. I got like so dizzy and I had to stop watching it. But I'm pretty sure he was in it.
A movie called The Counselor.
What?
Excuse me?
Are you serious,
Margo? Making this up?
No, I'm looking it up
on Wikipedia.
On Google. Brad Pitt movies.
Wait, that's insane, Margo. Has he been like mirroring your life in art?
I've been mirroring.
They say that life mirrors art. Oh no, art mirrors life. So that's basically what Brad Pitt has been doing his entire career, watching you.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like there's a movie that I saw recently that I loved him in.
What does he have an Oscar for?
I don't fucking know.
He's just such a talent, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't think there'll ever come a time where like I wouldn't run away with Brad Pitt.
He won Best Picture 12 Years a Slave. That's all he's got.
Oh, yes, he was a producer on 12 Years a Slave.
He does have a movie called Snatch. Oh, Ocean's 11 is what I just watched.
I never watched the Oceans franchise. I mean, I lived it in Vegas.
Burn After Reading is what I just watched. Remember when I said I did something weird and I watched 2 good movies recently?
Yeah.
One of them was Burn After Reading, which the Coen brothers.
Oh, cool.
And Brad Pitt was in it, and that's what I was thinking, like, this is an interesting part for him to take. I like him.
I wonder if this is where he got his ears parsed.
Oh, for sure it's where he got his ears parsed.
Well, wishing the best to Brad Pitt on his journey to sobriety. I've heard it ain't easy, but, you know, stick with good people, and I feel like you could do it.
100%.
Do it for me, Brad, okay?
Also, like, I'm ready for his next relationship.
I know. It's been, like, a good amount of time. I feel like he didn't have any time between Angelina and Jen, so, like, he never got to live his, like, wild, crazy single years. So maybe that's what he's doing now before settling down again?
Maybe, but I don't know. Like, I want him and Margot Robbie.
I want him and Margot Oshry.
Oh, for sure.
No, but Margot Robbie
is married.
And what I like about her is that she doesn't use like her womanhood or like her relationship status to rise her star. Like she just has gotten so famous by being talented, beautiful, and like a class act. You know. So
okay,
I'm happy for her in that particular scenario. Even though I would love to see them together.
Agreed. Okay, next story. Bit of drama as a follow-up to a story this week where Forever 21 is being sued by Ariana Grande for using her likeness.
$10 million.
But now RuPaul's Drag Race star Farrah Moan accuses Ariana Grande of, quote, stealing from queer artists. So Farrah Moan posted a tweet, a side-by-side of Ariana in Seven Rings video, and a picture of herself, and she said, Ariana should give me a cut of that $10 million since her team literally sent a pic of me to the designer and paid them to copy my look from AS4. Parentheses, finally met the designer and got the tea. I guess stealing from queer artists for profit is fine, though. Okay, so in this photo, it's basically they're both wearing the same silver bodysuit, and now we know that Ari went to the designer that Farrah was wearing and asked for like a replica.
So is the one that the Farrah is wearing made by that artist?
Yes, made by that designer.
Are you sure?
That's what it sounds like. Otherwise,
well, because if they're made by the same designer, then that's not copying at all. That's like you're buying the same shirt from Zara, you know?
Yeah.
But if Ariana contacted a designer to copy a look that this person made, that is a case for Diet Prada.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The Farrah Moan said, doesn't the fault here lie with the designer knowingly and willingly being paid to copy your look? So maybe it's not the same designer?
I don't think it is. And I thought it was, and now this story seems more problematic because I was going to come on here and be like, you both went to the same designer.
You both bought the same dress.
Right, but
and then you styled it differently.
But if it's looking like Ariana had a designer make a custom piece based off of what someone customed themselves and made themselves and designed themselves, then that is a little, you know? It's not great.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. But I feel like Ariana has her own custom designer, so like
Luxury Law, that's her stylist.
Right. So if she like was making custom what someone else wore, I guess yeah, that's copying. But it doesn't sound like it was like her personal designer either, because the Farrah Moan said, quote, I don't fault the designer because the designer she hired was a local queen and paid them a lot of money to do it. Money they couldn't turn down, and then was honest with me about it. So no, I don't fault the drag queen that made it at all. Ariana has coin.
Don't you feel like Ariana Grande should just be like handing out NDAs for anyone she works with?
Yeah.
No?
I don't know. I need to know if it was the same designer now.
I don't think it was. From what it's sounding like, it sounds like Farrah made that.
You think no?
She's the designer.
Yeah, like that's what they do on Drag Race. They design looks.
But then she said, I do own that look. I wore it on national television and it's in my closet. I just think it's wrong for someone to claim they're for LGBTQ but then steal from them. It's not cute.
Okay, I just want to say that claiming she's not for LGBTQ rights when she has done so much for the community and has always been like an outspoken ally, that's taking it too far and that's like slandering and I don't agree with that. But you want to call a bitch out for copying you? Like, cool, I'm there.
Yeah. I now need more information actually because
right. So it's hanging in her closet. She owns the look in the sense that what? She designed it? I need more backstory on Farrah's end.
Did she design it or is it off the rack?
Right, did she buy it somewhere?
Did she collab with a designer who's now collabing with Ari? I just think, and then when you look at the two photos, it's like, yes, they're wearing the same bodysuit, but it's not like she copied her look entirely. Like, Ariana's hair, she has her little space buns, she has her choker, like, it's...
If Ariana Grande had come out with pink hair like Farrah and the same jewelry,
right,
it would have been more of an attack on Farrah, but just stealing someone's outfit, I don't know if that warrants, like, an allegation of copying.
Yeah, I don't think that it does. So unless it's her design.
This is like the age-old question. Where do you draw the line between copying and being inspired by?
Honestly, for me personally, I draw the line like really far away. Like I know a lot of people, and I think Diet Prada is one of those people who are pretty strict about like inspiration versus plagiarism. I think there are so many different factors, especially like price points, where it's like, and I see all the time in like the stylish jeans group where people are like, I love this dress. Has anyone seen a dupe for it?
Right.
And by dupe, you mean...
similar, but for less.
A copy.
Yeah.
But technically, that's a crime. And,
right.
you know, that person, that designer who's duping it should be shamed. But, like, there are so many people that, like, want to experience this sort of fashion, but like can't afford it. So like, what, we should just not. It becomes too
elitist.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally agree. I feel like in the conversation of copying versus being inspired by, it's really a case-by-case thing. Like, there's no flat rule.
Yeah, and I think when, like, if it's the same exact price point and it's similar, then it's copying.
Same,
But
agreed.
if you're making something for so much less and, like, you're getting inspired by runway looks, I think that's fine. Like, fashion should be for everyone. And, like, there are so few ideas that are, like, so proprietary that it's like a genius idea. It's like, honestly, a stripe is a stripe.
Agreed. And a cutout is a cutout.
And a dress is a dress sometimes. And like, it's possible. And that's even happened with us where like we've said something that it turns out that someone else has already said because like we both have brains and we came to the same idea. You know what I mean?
When?
Like, I mean, I know.
I know.
Oh, you do know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Like there
Please.
are some thoughts that are just not
original.
that special. No, it's not even that it's original. It's like we all kind of think in the same way and you end up saying the same thing. And I don't listen to any other podcast that might have said something.
Jackie, you know what? It's like John Paul Jones. Like, there's a meme going around that he's literally the love child of 10 Things I Hate About You, Heath Ledger, and Julia Stiles. And I saw like 4 different people who posted it genuinely thinking the same thing, like not stealing it. It's possible that people can come to the same thought and not be copying.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Like, people can have the same thought or
so
the same idea.
In terms of this Ariana Grande thing, I just need a few more details before I make my official judgment.
Yeah, I'm not going to make my official judgment yet because...
but don't come for Ariana saying she's like not in support of LGBTQ.
You saying that Farrah designed it throws a wrench into what I originally thought.
Yeah, no, if they're made by the same designer, it's not a big deal. But if Ariana contracted a separate designer to copy or be inspired by this look that she created and not give credit, you can... I don't think it's so terrible that she got a designer to copy someone's look. She was liked what someone was wearing. It's flattering. But give credit, or like do an Instagram post or a tweeter,
You think so? So I have a question for you. Say I see an influencer wearing something and I go and buy it because I like it on them and I posted up me in this outfit on my Instagram. Not outfit, like one piece, and then I styled it differently. Should I be tagging that influencer?
No. Okay, 2 things to say. 1, if it's available at a store, no. Having it be custom designed, yes. And when you're Ariana Grande and you probably did copy, like, it would just be a cool thing for her to do.
Yeah.
Not saying she has to, but it could have avoided this entire situation. Okay. If, like, when the video came out, she did it side by side and being like, loved what you did. Like, that's what, by the way, that's when it's inspirational. Being shady about it, that's when it's copying.
But okay, there's a difference between being shady and like hiding something versus just not like liking something, going out and making it for yourself and then wearing it. Like, I don't think that that's necessarily shady, like it's in public.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know either. Like, it's just, we're too in the weeds here on
but
the
Ariana
fucking
Grande
bodysuit. A silver, and by the way, it's a silver bodysuit.
It's so cute. She could have avoided, what I'm saying is she could have avoided this entire thing just by doing a tweet, you know, or even just reaching out.
But I don't even think she knew that she needed something. She was trying to avoid something.
Like, I don't know. When you have a team of people, like you got to look at every situation peripherally.
I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a stretch.
I don't know. I think it's a stretch to accuse Ariana Grande of not being a true ally of the LGBTQ plus community.
Agreed.
That is a stretch.
Agreed.
That is a reach.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Kim Kardashian leaked her own baby news after getting drunk at a Christmas party. Kim Kardashian spilled the baby beans in a new clip from Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which is coming back soon, and I'm so excited. The reality star reveals she leaked the news that she and her husband Kanye were expecting their 4th child after getting too boozy at their Christmas Eve party. Quote, "How is it that everybody found out about your surrogate, by the way?" Scott Disick asked him during a meal with Chris and Khloe. Quote, "I got drunk on Christmas Eve and I told someone on Christmas Eve and I don't remember who I told because I was drunk." Multiple people, Scott asked. I think so, Kim said.
Relatable. But here's where I find an issue. It's like if you're being honored with an invitation to the Christmas Kardashian party, like, shut your fucking mouth. Like, there was a leak there. If I was there and Kim told me something, I wouldn't say a fucking word. I would have been so grateful to be invited. What little snitch is running around? Be grateful for the invitation and shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah. I just want to get back to this Ariana thing because Hannah Lubbe is making a point here that I just want to address because she's saying the problem here is that Ariana went on to say that Forever 21 copped her look and is suing them. And so it's because of that suit. However,
that's a great point.
I think the suit comes into play. It's like if they were just selling those buns she wore on the top of her head and they put them on like random model and they're just selling the buns, I think that would be fine. But they used a model that looked like her, they used her lyrics, and as if to say, like, this is Ariana endorsed. Like,
Agreed. No, what they did is definitely worse, but I see the point now that Farrah is making, like, ha ha.
Yeah, that's why she's bringing it up now.
I understand.
But then when it comes to the suit, it's not about the fact that they're selling what she wore, which is problematic in itself, but a lot of people do that all the time. It's that they're using, like, her
likeness.
Wax figure.
Yeah.
And using her
totally
artist, her, like,
but
her
I guess
everything.
as it relates back to the Forever 21 suit, I understand why Farrah is now coming out and saying
why now, why this firm?
because I'm sure she's felt this way for a long time, and now seeing Ariana come for someone else, it's like, bitch, are you kidding? Like, she's probably been feeling this way for quite some time.
Yes.
That I understand.
Yes. So the timing all makes sense.
The time
now the lead guest.
is now. The perfume.
Oh wow. Available at Sedberg. So, yeah, but the lines really are blurred here, and I don't know what the answer is, if we need, like, stricter laws.
Right.
But, you know, when you're getting into, like, creativity, I feel like this problem exists on the internet a lot, too. It's like, where are the lines?
Right.
I don't know. So everyone makes up their own, like, personal set of ethics and codes, and then that doesn't work for other people.
Yeah.
You know?
What was the story we were talking about before?
Kim spoiling her baby news.
Oh, yeah. Well, it actually makes a lot of sense, because I remember the news just being, like, so, like, casual and like kind of messy, when in the past she's been very strategic about her announcements for everything. So this makes a lot of sense. I'm just like really upset that like someone would take an invitation to that party and betray their trust.
That's true.
And I feel like everyone who goes to those parties would have to sign an NDA.
And it's like their inner circle.
It's like
But,
as
like,
you walk in.
It's not fun. Like, I agree they should be signing NDAs. No, because you're coming to a party.
It's a
like,
party.
I want to still have, yeah, you're super famous, but like, I want my friends to feel like my friends and not like they're talking to me and they're also under contract
Yeah.
and now they have to think about what they remembered from the party.
And the
like,
assumption is that if you're invited to a family affair, you don't need the NDA. Like, you're in the circle of trust. Maybe when the party was at Chris's house, you know Chris is famous for having a stack of NDAs at the entrance of her house. Like, maybe when it was at Chris's
Is
house.
she?
Yeah. Maybe then people signed NDAs just because she had so many on hand. But now that it's been transferred over to the Wests, maybe not.
I just feel like ever since Kylie was able to keep her baby a secret, like they trust their friends more. Like, because Kylie was at the Christmas party last year,
Pregnant.
super pregnant, and not one photo leaked.
That's why the Jordan Woods scandal, which like now doesn't seem like such a big deal, is such a big deal. Like, the trust in that family is like valued over anything.
Yeah.
And Jordan betrayed that trust.
Yeah. So, but I feel like that proved to them, like, oh, maybe we can trust some people. But then Jordan did what she did, and now they're like,
And now
guards up. But now
Kylie is
Kylie's-
like all in on Stas.
she's all in on all of her friendships.
Ariel.
I think she took all, like, at one point she was giving all of her friendship energy to Jordan, and now she's taking that energy away and dividing it. She's it's like The Crown and Mean Girls.
You know,
a
she-
piece
yeah,
for Gretchen Wieners, a piece for
Stas.
Stas, a piece for Sophia Richie.
Yeah, no, she's
a piece for your Reese
She's
Palmer.
taken inventory of her friendships and is moving forward in a more, you know, egalitarian manner.
Yes, and I'm so here for it. Like
Kylie Jenner, egalitarian queen.
Kylie Jenner, like best friend.
It's 11/11. I really want to be Kylie Jenner's like best friend. Like, honestly, that's all I want in this world. I would give up Theo.
Theodore? No.
What?
But no, but that's
She
the thing.
would love
if I was
Theo.
Kylie's best friend, she would never make me.
No, she would never make
I'm
you. And
just
you
like-
guys have so much in common, and your dogs would play with her dogs because they all love Farmer's dog.
Oh my God, yes, that's so true. Theo has been on like this diet because I feel like I've been feeding Theo kibble for like like a year and a half. And homeboy is fucking starving. Like, everywhere he goes, he's trying to eat stuff off the floor. He, for one point, was eating his own duty, okay? Like, that's how malnourished he was. And I guess I didn't realize it. Like, kibble is like fast food. Like, it's not good. It's not filling.
Like
It's,
mother, like son.
it's true. It's just trash. I don't set a very good example in the house, so Theo just like watches what I do. But that's why the farmer's dog is a smarter, healthier pet food, and Kylie uses it. So I was using it for like a few months before Kylie was. Now I feel like this bitch is copying me. I'm gonna file a
gonna sue
lawsuit.
her?
The farmer's dog believes you shouldn't be the only one eating healthy. Like you, we love our pets so much and care about their health. That's why they created the farmer's dog, a service that delivers balanced, freshly made pet food with simple recipes guided by science and driven by love. So now Theo has had a fancier groomer than me. He has had a fancier wardrobe than me, and now he has a fancier food distributor.
Yeah,
okay?
what's the word? He has a
Diet?
fancier diet.
Oh my God, what's wrong with us? We're not allowed to say that word anymore, that's
Yeah.
why. So So it's real food, human-grade meat and veggies in simple recipes made for dogs. It gives you quality and peace of mind because it's fresh, wholesome ingredients gently cooked to meet the USDA standards while using vet-designed recipes. From rigorous safety standards to recurring personalized deliveries, we make it easy for what's best for your dog, and it's more healthy because a fresh diet of food that is linked to wealth and health benefits. So you get a smoother coat, clearer skin, regulated weight, better poops. I can definitely attest to that.
I need this.
Fresher breath. That's been the biggest blessing. And more balanced energy levels. And I just really find like the biggest hook for me was that Theo wasn't trying to eat literally everything. Like now he lays on my bed while I'm eating and he lets me eat. Like before that he was like literally up down my throat like trying to take the food out of my mouth. It was so annoying. If your dog's health and well-being are too important to worry about feeding him some highly processed, burnt brown kibble, we've made the switch to the Farmer's Dog. It's real food made fresh and delivered right to your door. I truly feel like this is it.
No, I agree. And Theo's been saying such great things about Farmer's Dog that
he doesn't stop talking about it.
That it makes me want to get my own dog.
It's a smarter, healthier option, making it as simple as possible to give your dog a better diet. Start your trial today. Go to thefarmersdog.com/toast. You'll save 50% off and get free shipping. That's thefarmersdog.com/toast for 50% off your trial with free shipping. Thefarmersdog.com/toast. Kylie approved, Toast approved, Theo approved.
Theo approved, and as you know, Theo's a doctor, so his word means the most here.
Right, because doctors don't get sick.
No, and like doctors don't eat garbage.
No, they can't be fat.
No, definitely. It would be bad for the practice. He's his own advertisement.
Right.
Anyways, exciting times.
That was a fun ad.
That was a fun ad, a fun segue, and I feel as though we haven't spoken about the Kardashians like ad nauseam in a long time. Like
because they've been off the air.
Yeah, they've been off the air. They're just like being quiet. It's like Taylor season. But I've really missed talking about them.
Me too.
And I'm really excited for Keeping Up to come back.
Me too.
They're like when people ask about like our show, I'm like, we just talk about like Kardashians, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, actually, we don't really talk about the Kardashians
all we fucking talk
anymore.
about is The Bachelor these days.
Bachelor and Taylor Swift, but that's the month that's
happening.
That's the flavor of the week.
That is the flavor of the week.
She's just the flavor.
Oh my God, wow. Yesterday was the longest day ever because I did Taylor Swift Soul Cycle.
Oh, how was it? Did I miss something?
Steamy as hell.
Ugh, I was thinking about going.
Opened with State of Grace. Closed with Cornelia Street.
Oh, fuck.
In between, we had it was incredible.
We fucked up.
I know.
It was so good.
I just couldn't get out of bed.
I understand, but like you would
like 5 o'clock, like that's when my day's over, you know?
Yeah, no, but it was honestly I was so healthy yesterday. I also cooked, as everyone saw on Instagram.
That was like shocking.
It was shocking. Well, Zach and I were like, what should we do for dinner? Should we go out? But I was doing Soul Cycle, so I wasn't gonna be wearing makeup. And I was like, I actually have a grocery delivery coming, and I have meat coming, and like zucchini and eggplant, and I just got this cauliflower rice, and I was like, maybe I should cook.
And is that what you learned at your culinary class?
It is. I kind of want to go back to school because I lost all my notes. So if anyone wants to come with me.
I'd come with you this time.
Because
I would do it too. Except the first class being 3 hours, like I can't.
It goes by really quickly, and you get food.
That's true.
And it's kosher, so like you can eat it, right?
Yeah, and if we all go together, it'd be way more fun than when I went alone.
Okay.
Stop. Okay, I'll go.
Okay, cool. I'll set it up.
Are you gonna pay for it?
Yeah.
We'll put it on the business.
No, we won't. IRS. Okay. Next story. Crazy Rich Asians co-writer Adele Lim exits sequels over pay disparity.
Crazy.
Adele Lim, who wrote the Crazy Rich Asians screenplay, has exited the planned sequels due to a dispute over pay disparity. A representative for Lim confirmed her departure from the Warner Brothers projects. The rep declined to comment further. Warner Brothers did not respond to a request for comment.
This is so crazy. I feel like when Crazy Rich Asians first came out, it was like really revered as like this, special, like progressive film, and it's just been like caught up in some like dramas, like between the Constance Wu of it all and now this equality pay gap, like shadiness.
Yeah. No, they got to get it together. And
Shadiness
also, the first movie was so good and like so perfect, and so I have to believe Adele Lim played a large role.
She's responsible,
and I don't want to see a sequel that doesn't include every person who worked on the first one.
Honestly, I could live without Constance Wu, but yeah.
But like the movie can't.
I know. I'm just knowing what I know about her.
Like knowing what I know, it's tough. But I like her as an actress. Like I would have never. That's why those claims were so shocking that she's like such a diva.
Because she's that good of an actress.
Bigger diva than Jennifer Lopez on the set of Hustlers. I feel like Jennifer Lopez gets like a really bad rap as a diva, but she's just like a down-home girl.
Really?
I think so too.
I feel like I've never really gotten that vibe from her that she gets that kind of rap. I feel like she's very low-key.
No, I feel like she is in reality low-key, but when you think of J-Lo, it's like, icon, legend, diva. Like,
I don't think of her in that way. I think she's done a great job of really putting herself out there. It's just Jenny from the block.
Yeah, no, I don't know. She has this like kind of like Mariah Carey thing about her in my eyes.
I mean, Mariah Carey is a species of her own. Like, she is the diva-est diva of all.
Yeah,
and that's why she's a legend.
And she's a proud diva.
Yeah, there's something cool about that. Like, when there's a diva who you only know like from like a behind the scenes like whisper that they're a diva, like they try and hide their like evilness, that's when they're actually like a diva. Like Mariah Carey being so upfront and like extra, taking Andy Cohen's seat and like just making him be there alone. Like, she's so openness with her, divaness that I feel like in reality she's not that big of a monster.
Yeah.
The monsters are the one who keep their divaness quiet.
The divas in sheep's clothing.
The divas.
Constance Wu.
Yeah.
That's why it's so crazy.
That's what it is. Mm-hmm. But it's also so crazy because like, bitch, you ain't that famous yet. Like, you have 10 years before you can even start acting like that. Like, Mariah Carey's been around the block.
Yeah, she's
several times.
Yeah.
And so has Jenny. She's been around her own block.
Yeah, I agree. Anyways, I wonder what she was getting paid and what other people are getting paid, and like if there's a way that we can bridge this gap here.
I know. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, maybe if it gets enough.
Isn't that so upsetting though? Like, this girl wrote one of the biggest rom-coms last year. Like, it was heralded, it was in the Oscars, but it was also a rom-com, and it was the first Asian American lead. Like, this girl did everything right in writing the first movie, and she still can't get paid equally?
Yeah. Yeah.
What does one have to do to get paid equally? I'm just curious.
I wonder what she's getting paid considering the movie made $238 million worldwide. So like,
I don't know what a film writer gets.
Yeah, and I wonder like what she would have gotten for a sequel. And I wonder what the other people are getting. I need some numbers here.
Yeah, I would like to see their financial reports.
The theme today is I need more facts.
That's true.
So I'm going to hold my judgment. Speaking of facts and speaking of sadness, the jewel epidemic it's wild out here.
What's happening?
Okay, first of all, the second vaping-related death happened this week. Death. And Michigan is actually going to ban flavored e-cigarettes to curb the youth vaping epidemic. But there have been a lot of articles coming out that vaping is really fucking terrible.
I've seen quite a few stories about people who ended up in the hospital, had trouble breathing, and it's definitely taking its toll on me. I'm nearing the end of my Juul relationship.
Me too. 100%. I always said like by the end of summer because I mostly just Juul when I'm outside. And these stories are just bringing me to a quicker end. I don't know if I'm gonna go to September 21st anymore.
No, I think I'm like really in the last couple days of my Juul. It's just I've been needing to slowly wean off of it because I'm definitely addicted, and I'm pretty much done.
It's weird because I'm not addicted. Like during the week, my Juul sits somewhere and I don't know where it is. And then on the weekend when I go to an outdoor concert or I'm like drinking, I really started Juuling so that I would drink less and it helped. But like I'm now addicted to the oral fixation and the thing to do with my hand because it's like for every sip of a drink I was taking now I hit the Juul. And so that's like it's the physical act. It's not even like the nicotine mental thing for me.
I completely agree.
So I don't know what to do. I don't want to go back.
Get a fidget spinner.
No, but like what about my mouth? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm kind of over it.
I'm over it completely.
So Oregon vape death patient used THC device from dispensary. Oregon's public health physician said Wednesday that a person who died recently of a severe respiratory illness had used a vaping device containing marijuana oil that was purchased at a legal dispensary.
So that's just like a weed pen?
I don't know. Yeah, it's like, can you write it in like terms that we refer to these things
as?
What's
a THC device?
A THC vaping device with marijuana oil. That has to be a weed pen.
That's so, by the way, that's not a Juul.
No,
it's the same type of thing.
It's vaping. Sorry, it's not Juul specific. It's vaping.
So, is vaping just anything that's not like with fire?
Yeah, it's like all the different e-cigarettes out there.
Got it.
Juul, Blue.
And now also marijuana.
Well,
pen.
Yeah. The death is the second linked by public health officials nationwide to vaping and the first linked to product purchase at a marijuana dispensary. Public health authorities in Oregon haven't determined what sickened the middle-aged adult or whether the person may have added something to the liquid or tampered with the device after it was purchased, said a public health physician. Very, very sad.
So sad. A lesson to all who will listen.
And related is that now that Michigan is banning flavored e-cigarettes, state health investigators are looking into 6 possible cases of vaping-related lung diseases.
Do you ever get those videos on Instagram of like kids in their cars doing like crazy tricks with their vapes?
No.
Like those huge chunky vapes that like, I don't know what's in them, but it's like tons of smoke and they're like making hearts and like jumping through them.
Yeah.
No.
Those videos are hilarious.
They're insane.
He's putting these kids out of business.
Totally. No,
it ain't funny.
It's really crazy. Like, it's like that MTV commercial, like, we are the guinea pigs.
Yeah, kids need to just truly stop vaping, start taking their vitamins, and, like, start washing their hair.
Yeah, I think now every time I go to hit, like, the Jewel, I'm going to just take a vitamin from Care of.
That's what you should do. That honestly is a great solution. Care of makes sure what you're putting into your body comes from the best sources backed by honest guidance and transparency, all available on their website. So Care of is a website that has a quiz, and you know we love a quiz. They'll ask you a bunch of questions about like your well-being. When I filled it out, I said I just get really fatigued in the afternoon and I have terrible memory, and a bunch of other things, and they put together like little packages of vitamins for you, like what they recommend. You can say like you're not into like trying out like Eastern, like new types of vitamins. You just want, you know, the regular stuff. So I got like milk thistle, ashwagandha. I think I got like a B12. It's really helpful also because they send you the pills in little packages. So it's one package per day. So you can throw a bunch in your bag if you're traveling. It makes it really easy. Like then those like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday pill popper
or
things.
like a Ziploc bag a la Lisa Rinna. Like no one's going to start a rumor about you.
They have vegan and vegetarian supplements available to match your dietary needs, and the individually wrapped vitamin packs are now made from compostable plant-based film that meet the same safety standards, so your vitamins are kept fresh while now being better for the environment. For $25% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter the code TOAST. Again, if you want 25% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code TOAST. I first did it, I think it was like a Lauren Bushnell Instagram story, and I swiped up from her, and I used her code, so now I'm paying it forward. Use our code. Takecareof.com, code TOAST for 25% off.
Yeah, it's important to take care of yourself. Like, there's no excuse. Now that summer's over, I feel like everyone lets everything go during summer.
I know. It's like everyone works all year for their summer body, and that's really what I did. And then the second it was like May, I just stopped. Like I stopped caring. I haven't gotten a haircut. I'm getting a haircut today. I literally have been eating like McDonald's like multiple times a week. Like I need to get my life together. I'm like embarrassed. Like I look in the mirror and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Wench.
Wench.
I'm looking wenchy as fuck.
And I feel like taking vitamins and doing it through Care of is actually the easiest thing you can do and one of like the most important things, you know?
Jackie, we're on the same page. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Dallas because it finally returned without Carrie Duber, but with another Carrie who I like a lot. Very boring. And you know, I was watching the old episodes before they were playing like the reunion in last season, and I was watching it also being so bored by it, and I'm really thinking these ladies need to step it up. Like their franchise, their seasons are not given. Like if they get picked up for another season, it's always a blessing. Yeah. And they are not, what's going on right now is not cutting it.
Yeah, the first episode of every Housewives is always pretty boring because we're just catching up with the ladies, and it sounds like for most of these ladies, like not much has changed.
And they also didn't see each other. Like why? I thought they were real friends.
Yeah, except I think Grande and Stephanie, and like Cameron
and
is
Leanne.
Friends with like some people, and she sees them probably around. I understand like it takes a minute for everyone to get back together, but we're gonna have to speed it up here. You know?
Yeah.
And like,
by the way, oh my God, I was thinking it, and then when Stephanie said it, I was so glad. Like, literally, Deandra and Leanne are turning into the same person.
Oh my God, I know. And like last season, they were the same person. They had super dark, long hair.
Yeah.
And now, like the fact that they both went lighter, it was like when Bethany and Luann had the same haircut.
And as same haircut as Jacques.
Yes.
No, totally. That was actually really funny. I just feel like there's not a lot there. Like they're really putting the season on the back of this Deandra and Leanne fight. It's not that interesting.
No, and like fights from last season aren't, and this goes for any franchise, like you can't bring over last season drama and have it be the main storyline of this season.
And by the way, I'm having deja vu with Deandra. Her mom gave her the company, but it sucks.
I know. No,
that happened last year.
Last year it was her mom gave her the company, but didn't actually
really
give it to her.
But it's the same premise. Like she was tricked.
Yeah, and now it's like just watching Deandra and her finances, like it's making me so sad.
Depressed. Also, like I was getting a little annoyed because I actually really like Deandra, but kind of like her entitlement when it comes to her mom's company and just like money that she didn't earn. Like I just get like a bad taste in my mouth, like complaining to her mom that her mom gave her a broken company. Like it wasn't broken when the mom had it. Why'd you take the Christian TV commercials off the air?
Right. It seems like a simple solution.
Seems like that was your fault, right?
No. It's like, okay, revenue went down ever since we stopped advertising on Christian TV.
Go back.
So let's start advertising on Christian TV, or like maybe the Morning Toast. I don't know. If you're trying to reach millennials, like we're right here.
Yeah, no, I just don't like the way that she kind of talks about her mom and the company and the trust, like so disrespectful.
And you know what? Like she has the biggest advertising platform on Real Housewives right now. So like that's actually a problem if it's still in the tank.
Right. because any business on Housewives is a guaranteed success.
Yeah, and she already had an established business, like with products people could go to buy. Like it's been around for a while, people would trust it. So that's actually really weird that they don't have sales when they're on a TV show.
Yeah, also I think filming and sitting down on a bench in a cemetery is also just like a little weird.
No, it's not a recipe for success.
No, but also seeing Deandra, it just really reminded me about like all the people we met in Dallas. Like she has the same exact voice as Zach's grandma, Roz.
Yeah, and you know, Roz, when she goes to the beauty shop, they tell her she looks like Dee Simmons. She has the same hair.
Oh man, that's so funny, but she's brunette and Dee is blonde. That is hysterical. But it's also really interesting because what I like about the Dallas franchise is for the most part, like everyone's fucking rich. Like did we see Carrie's house?
We did. She lives in Highland Park. She has that modern house that she likes.
Oh, it was brown.
Yeah, it's not my style, but it looks nice.
But it's in Highland Park. Now, Deandra lives in Highland Park. Cameron lives in Highland Park. Stephanie lives in Highland Park. Brandy doesn't, but Brandy's house is so nice.
Yeah.
Like, every time they do an aerial view, I'm like, damn, that's fucking huge. Because when they show it from the front, it just looks like a regular mansion. But from the top, it's like a mega
real
mansion. And her kid...
Would you rather live in Highland Park in like an artsy, nice house like Deandra's or Carrie's? Or live in like Brandy's house?
I think I'd rather live in Brandy's house. She like, lives on a golf course. Like she definitely has a country club. It's so nice.
So wait, now that you've like been to Dallas and like experienced it, like
we
a Dallas
went to Highland
person,
Park.
We went to Highland Park. We had the time of our lives.
And we only drove through Highland Park on like the main streets, and even though like the main roads had fucking huge houses.
Even
on it.
like right off the highway, it's like you feel like you're in Highland Park. You feel
rich.
the difference.
Yeah.
So do you look at the show differently now, and like do you have more respect for Highland Park?
I have more respect for Stephanie, who has the biggest and nicest house in Highland Park.
Yeah, but now
like,
I know you're worried about her.
Oh yes, thank you for reminding me, because we came on the show thinking like the richest one is Cameron, and I think she has the most family money, but just like her
day-to-day spending
isn't not even near Stephanie's. But I got really concerned about Stephanie because she was talking about how Travis should help out Deandra with just like business chat. And she was telling the audience how when Travis took over the family locker company from his father, they were doing roughly $7 million a year. And now that Travis took it over in the past 10 years, it's escalated to $75 million, which is so impressive. Don't get me wrong.
I used a Holman locker yesterday at SoulCycle.
You did?
Yeah, they're all the lockers at SoulCycle and Equinox are Holman
genius.
lockers.
Interesting. So then it got me thinking, I'm like, okay, so Travis is the CEO of a $75 million a year company, which is so great. But like, what does the CEO get of $75 million after costs and salaries and bonuses? Like, I can't imagine Homeboy's making more than like 15 or 20. Even that I think is high.
Even that I think is high.
So I just feel like they're living like a little bit beyond their means, like for the show. They just bought this huge house that was like millions of dollars, put $1 million into it, like flying private. Like I don't want them to, fall into like the Housewives curse of like living beyond your means for the show. You think the show's gonna make you a star. It could sustain this lifestyle. I want to put it out there. Maybe they have other forms of revenue that I don't know. Maybe like Stephanie comes from a lot of money. I don't know.
Maybe, but I also think that Travis is a good businessman in general. He goes to Harvard Business School every year, so I don't think he would allow them to live above their means.
No, and by the way, I trust Travis. Like, he doesn't give me shady vibes.
No, he does not give me shady vibes.
He runs a clean operation.
Yeah, it's like when you have a tangible product, it's like, oh, I see how it went. I never heard of it when your dad was the CEO, and now I used it yesterday. Like when
it's in every NFL locker room.
Yeah, but when like you have a business that you either can't explain or like no one knows what you do, like that's when it's really shady.
Or it's like not a tangible item. It's like we are the middleman between.
Yeah. But because it's a tangible item, like I think his business is solid. I think he's a solid guy. So even though I agree with you,
by the way, and I love them. I heard it and I was like, I thought it would be more just based on
like for the way that they lived. Like you would think they run $1 billion company,
right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay,
but I'm not worried about them because I think they're so cute, and I firmly still believe that like Stephanie Holman is on track to being one of the greatest housewives of all time.
I couldn't agree. And
She's
you know what?
so
Travis
underrated.
is also falling into line. Like I think season 1 he saw himself on TV. He was like, oh, I'm being like a little bit of a dick, and has a normal reaction. That happens a lot of the times with housewives.
But I think also a great housewife has growth. Like season 1 Stephanie, like she was definitely
quiet.
She was definitely the type of housewife who like didn't have a lot of independence, like really relied on her husband, and like through the housewives, it's become like a mutually beneficial relationship where it's like this has given her purpose. Like
agreed.
They are more of equals, and like that's a queen I can root for. It's like someone who is growing and changing, not someone who just started out as like the shit.
Right. No. She was definitely like a...
Like that's honestly what's wrong with Lisa Vanderpump. It's like she was so great, like she had it all going on, and like from where she started to where she finished, she never changed.
She's the same person. She never evolved. That's a great point.
She just like one time like got a new house.
Yeah. Brandy's kids are so fucking cute, and the sass from the older one, I was shocked. I'm like, if that was me, I'd be fucking slapped across my face.
It was making me really nervous to have kids. Like, and then when we met Carrie's teenage daughter, who was also being rude to her mom, I was like, how do you have kids that aren't rude to their moms? But by the way,
that was what was really shocking, because that kid is like old enough to know better, especially she's on camera. Like, she's that rude to her mom on the first day of filming when like you're supposed to be your best. Like, I remember Peggy Sulhanian's kids like being in the kitchen like, yes, mother, like, that's what you're supposed to do. You're on fucking camera, you're on TV. Them being so rude to her that day, like, I can only imagine what they're like off camera. They seem like monsters, honestly.
Or maybe sometimes teenagers think it's cool to be mean to their parents.
Maybe,
so maybe she's like hamming it up from the camera like, Mom, that's skirt.
You're ruining my life.
Yeah, I think actually she might have just been being a little extra.
Maybe.
For the cameras.
Like, by the way, having a 10:30 curfew on a weeknight is very fucking gracious.
Yeah, for sure.
I never even left my house on a weeknight.
Where are you going? You got school, you have homework.
No, I thought that was weird. What was she, like 15, 16?
Yeah.
Chill. Where the fuck are you going on a weeknight?
Yeah, calm down. Like, yeah. Carrie seems cool. I look forward to getting to know her.
Me too. She seems really fun. It's confusing.
That they chose another Carrie, but actually, you know, you could like pretend it's the same person. And they're friends.
But other than that, should be a fine season. I don't have like amazing high hopes for it, but I'm looking forward to the drums.
I'm looking forward to the fight between Cameron and Leanne.
Me too.
Because
their friendship makes no sense.
Weird. They had blind loyalty towards each other, and it's like kind of like Vicky and Kelly Dodd, where
there's
it's
something
like
there.
They were so close so fast, but they were also like protecting each other. And
yeah.
then you hear about Train when the friendship dissolves.
Right.
I also had a thought about Bronwyn, because I was thinking about her behavior this week, and like
how it was off,
and she really confused me because she came into the group like she's just like this perfect person, and like she was so disrespectful to Vicky for no reason when she met her, I guess, except for her like touching her husband's arm, and she just like said to her straight up like, I don't like you, or like you're not my kind of girl, or something like that. And it was like, and then for like literally the next week for it to come out that like she like has no backbone.
The mighty have fallen.
Like it was just like, who do you think you are?
Right, no, she's a little too all over the place.
I am no Vicky stan, but like have respect for the OG of the OC.
Also, I didn't say this on yesterday's episode, but I meant to because I was thinking it, like, she needs to stop blaming her mom for whatever issues she has socially. Like, she sounds like she's a very lovely child. Her mom was a doctor, worked so hard, and thank God you had grandparents who took care of you. Like, I was bopped around from her. She sounded like she was like an army kid who was shuffling around the country, and her mom was like taken aback by that. Like, because you're having problems with your friends, that's somehow my fault.
No, and like you go on TV and now the first time you want to talk about it is with their cameras in my face.
Yeah, and like basically making her out to be like a bad mom.
I'm not liking the way she's handling things.
I couldn't agree more, and I really liked her in the beginning.
And like each instance is so different. If she was consistently like spineless or consistently like rude and to Vicky like headstrong, fine, but like to be all of these things, I'm like, who are you? It feels like you're just doing things for television, and that's not what I want to see.
Jackie, I
want to get to know who you are already.
Before we wrap up for today, because we didn't get to do Dear Toasters yesterday, we are going to do it today. If you are new here, Dear Toasters is our advice segment. You can email us, deartoasters@gmail.com. It is always anonymous, and we'll answer questions, give advice about work, relationships, dating. We really like the weirder the better, like the girl whose boyfriend donated to a sperm bank and didn't tell her. That was a good one. So hopefully today's are quite as interesting. Snitch chose them for us. Dear Snatchler, Jackie O, and the girl who sings toast. Recently, I've been noticing odd changes in my dad's work schedule. He's been staying at the office late, going into work on the weekends, and taking more work trips.
And you know how old this person is that they're like so up on their dad's schedule.
Totally. Because like, do they live with their dad? I feel guilty for allowing myself...
High school toasters. What's good?
I feel guilty for allowing myself to even think it, but I thought maybe he's having an affair. A few years ago when I left for college... Oh, okay, so she's like 25. When I left for college, my dad and I shared our location using the Find My Friends app on our phones as a safety thing. It's not weird. It's not weird. I don't think he realizes that I can also see where he is. One weekend, my mom and I were away visiting family and had a weird urge to check my dad's location. It was about 10:30 p.m. on a Saturday, and he had absolutely no reason to be anywhere but home. When I searched his location, he was not home. I texted him to ask him where he was, and he lied and said he was home. After this, I started to check on his location daily and found that he was at this address up to 3 times a week. I have such a close bond with my dad, and I feel like I have to find a way to talk to him about this. I have a huge pit in my stomach because I know what he's doing, but I can't tell anyone because my mom is terminally ill. I know if I were to bring this affair to light, it would crush my mom and cause her stress, and that quite literally could kill her. I feel like if I were to tell her about the affair and it affects her health, then it would all be my fault. So torn about what to do. I love both my parents so much, and I don't want to hurt either one of them, but what my dad is doing is not okay. What do I do? A torn toaster. Oh my, that's like...
It's a confirmed affair? Like she went to the address and saw it was either a motel or a woman's home?
No, but I think it's safe to say. This isn't an episode of like Friends where it's like Chandler's having an affair, but like, no, it's a real estate agent. Like, you know, it's like...
Well, maybe it's a therapist. Maybe he's going through a lot. Like, first of all, I think at the very least, just go to the address
Would
he
you
keeps
go to
going
like, a
to.
therapist at 10:30 p.m. on a Saturday?
If you work really hard and work really late hours,
but she's
10:30 p.m. on Saturdays. Yeah. Shady, but you know what? Just like first, don't assume the worst. Go to the address. What is it? Motel?
Right.
Therapist
is it just a lady's
office?
house? Yeah, Google it even. If it's
Maybe
an
he
office.
joined a bowling league. Like there's so many things he could be doing as a release, as a stress release for what he's going through. And I'm not gonna lie, it's most likely an affair.
Yeah.
But it could be something else. So just first go check it out. Now let's
Under no circumstances, tell your mom.
Right. Let's deal with the fact that if it is an affair, say you go and check it out. Now it's an affair. Do not tell your mom.
This is your burden now. Like,
yeah, this is your cross to bear.
This is your cross to bear. I think that totally the right thing to do is your mom never finds out. And you know what? Like, you can't imagine what it's like to be, not that I'm making any excuses, but it's like, I'm sure it hasn't been easy on the dad either to have his wife be going through this. And I don't think it's an excuse, but like, people cope in fucked up ways. So honestly, this is your burden that I think you just have to take with you to the grave.
Yeah, and maybe if you want, you can talk to your dad about it if that would make you feel better and you don't want to go through it alone. You don't have like someone else to talk to. But I wouldn't confront him and say, you have to tell mom. Like, I would say, what's going on? And maybe, I mean, I've heard of people.
But I don't even think he should tell mom.
No. But so she might say, like, she's not going to tell her mom, but like now dad has to tell mom. Like, no one should tell mom.
No.
Like, but you should talk to him about it and hear what he has to say because there are a lot of, like I've heard of people who are in relationships, but either like a person is ill or has Alzheimer's or where the person's really not there, and like the caretaker, and it depends how long this person's been sick for, but sometimes it's years, and like the person that they love isn't there anymore.
Right, like, or the sick person allows them.
Yeah, so there are times when like that caretaker like does start dating and meeting other people, and it's not even in like a scandal, salacious type of way. It's just like this person, their whole life is taking care of someone else who they love so much, who's no longer there, and they deserve some joy as well. So I think every situation is different, but talk to your dad about it because
I agree.
It sounds like he's been a P-Jom like your whole life, and people don't just become like terrible people.
But like maybe your mom knows already.
Yeah, you never know what the situation is. So like first, don't assume the worst, but then say it's an affair. Just talk to your dad. Yeah. Say what's going on.
I agree. I think we gave some good advice there. Thank you for sharing. Always anonymous. Dear
and I'm sorry you're going through that because that's really hard, and we're thinking and praying for your mom.
I have a big family with lots of cousins, and we're all very close. The cousin in question, let's call her Amy, is 19 and always been a bit of a mess. I'm recently engaged. I'm preparing to ask for my bridesmaids. It's without question that I'm having all my cousins, except I don't want to ask Amy. About a year and a half ago, she started dating a 33-year-old man who has 2 children with 2 different women. No judgment, except both girls were 18 when he knocked them up. He has no real career. He thinks he's an MMA fighter when he really just fights with people at the county fair.
Sounds fun.
The kicker is that he was arrested last summer for having sex with a 13-year-old girl. He cheated on Amy with a literal child, but she aggressively stands up for him. The family is drawn back from Amy because we're all so disgusted. She basically chose him over us. She even stopped speaking to our grandfather. He still supports her financially because he told her that he didn't approve. Our grandfather is a sweetie, and our grandmother recently passed away, so her behavior has been so hard on him. Like, he has cried to me about it. My boyfriend has also gotten into screaming matches with Amy's mom. Back to bridesmaids. My mom says I have to ask her because it would break my grandmother's heart if I didn't ask her. The compromise my mom put forward is asking Amy but making it clear that her boyfriend can't come to the wedding or the after party. And if she brings him, they would be asked to leave. She's the kind of person who would try to sneak him into the party just to be rebellious and be an asshole. I think that if I ask her and tell her boyfriend that her boyfriend can't come, she'll just decide to not be in the wedding, but then do I invite her at all? It does make me sad to think about not having her being at my wedding, but I refuse to have a literal predator at my wedding. What do I do? Do I risk her and risk drama? Do I not ask and risk hurting feelings and guilt on my part? Please help.
Okay, like, I can't believe you're even deciding, like, should I have her in my wedding? Like, the question is, should I invite her to my wedding?
Like, homegirl does not get to be a bridesmaid.
And, like, you could just say, like, hey, like, sorry, we just have this rule, like, no sex offenders are invited, so.
Right, like, there are the flower girls, like, there are children around.
Right, no, like, 100% her man's not invited. I personally don't think you need to ask her to be a bridesmaid at all. Like, first of all, even if you just didn't like her and that's why you didn't want to ask her, it is your day.
But I get what her mom's saying. It's like all the cousins are bridesmaids and like the grandma would be rolling over in her grave.
No, but like, you know what? There are punishments for your actions. And like, you don't just get to like date a sex offender, bring him around to everyone and like torture everyone and like.
Sorry, honestly, I think that's a bad judgment call on your mom's behalf.
And cut off your grandpa and then you still get all the perks of being a cousin. Like, no, this is your punishment for making shitty life choices. Also, like, she doesn't talk to her grandpa anymore, who's still alive, but your mom is worried it's going to break the grandmother's heart who's dead. Like,
no, this is a bad call on your mom's part. She's giving you a pit for no reason. Like, get this bitch out of here. Don't invite her and don't make her a bridesmaid.
and I personally think you don't have to have anyone who's bridesmaiding your wedding. You don't even need a good reason. And like, you have like the
10,
best,
yeah.
10 solid reasons why she's not allowed to be a bridesmaid. So now the question is, do you invite her to the wedding without a +1? You could invite her. You could invite her. It's family.
Yeah. Well, thank you for submitting that to us. Again, deartoasters@gmail.com. Anything from, wedding stuff, bridesmaid stuff, work stuff, relationship stuff, moving stuff. I don't know. Always keep it anonymous, deartoasters@gmail.com. This has been a wonderful episode of The Morning Toast. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you don't know about The Morning Toast, it's a millennial morning show. We go live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, like, comment, the whole shebang. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So that's iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, all the places. Leave a review there, 5 stars. We're so amazing, beautiful, skinny, and smart. We love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow with Becca Tobin.
Hey.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.